Hello and welcome. My name is Robert from Nicxon International Solutions, and in this video I am going to show you how you can create estimates, proposals and invoices in Nicxon ERP software. As you remember, in our previous video we learned how to create our company's information, how we add our contacts information, and now it's time to actually use them in our estimates, proposals or the invoices. Let's start with the estimates and proposals. Obviously for this sample we still do not have any estimates and proposal. We create new one. Okay, the first thing is you see in this page, the left side is where we input our information and the right side is our preview. Here we can select our document type. We either want to create estimate or proposal, which each one has different sections, and that we will learn in this video. Let's start with the estimate. Obviously, we have to select which company of our company's list, our businesses, we want to create this for. So by default, because we only have one, is already selected, and we can see our logo, names, and other information. And we have to select our client who we want to create this estimate for. We only have one client so far, and if we want to add new one, we do not need to go back to the context. We can directly create it here. We select our client, and the information of the client will be here. And obviously there will be the number of this estimate automatically generated and other information which we can edit in here. If we have another numbering system, we can put them here. What language we want this estimate to be in. So default is English. If for example I change it to Bahasa Indonesia, as you can see everything is changed to Indonesian language. Or I can select Italian, everything will be in Italian, so it's option available to you. The date of this estimate, so we create it today and is valid until, for example, 17th of December 2025. The currency of this, so obviously if for example you change the language to Italian, you cannot give them in the Indonesian rupiah. You have to select different type of. So this option is available to you as well. And the items that we want to send estimates for, let's go by the sample of the web design. And we say how many it is, one web design to design. The unit, you can make it whatever you want. And here is the price of it. Let's say our currency is IDR currently. Let's say, for example, 5 million. Okay, as you can see, the item is here. Live and subtotal, total, everything. Another one, for example, we say logo design. We want to create 5 different logos, and each of them will be cost. Example, this is, for example, each of them will be cost 150,000. Okay, so web design 1, the unit price and total. Logo design, we have 5 pieces, each of them is this, and the total of the 5 will be that much. The subtotal, estimated subtotal. If you would like to include tax percentage, you can do it here. For this sample I will put, for example, as of this year 2025 in Indonesia, the tax percentage is 11%. And automatically it will be added to our estimates and calculated on the total price. If you would like to give the discount, you have 2 options: to give a fixed amount or percentage based on the total. If I gave, for example, fixed price of the 50,000 rupiah, so it obviously will be deducted from the total. And if I change it to the percentage and say 5%, the 5% will be calculated and reflected on the total. Here we have the note to say thank you, or any other option that we would like to tell our clients. Now we save our data. Now our estimate is stored successfully in the database and is ready to be shared with our client. We can download the PDF file as we can see, is downloaded here. We can send this file, PDF file, to our client. Also, we can update the status of this. If we send it, we say send. If they accept it, we can say accept, whether it was declined or whatever the status is. If we back to our estimate and proposal page, we can see it in here. The status is draft. But the beauty of this is, for instance, after we send it, we negotiated with our client and everything else is done. We say, for example, the status was accepted. As soon as the status become accept, we can directly convert this estimate or the proposal is the same in both conditions for estimates and proposal. When the status become accepted, you can directly convert it to invoice. So you do not need to create new invoice manually with all the same information. The system will take care of it for you automatically. I will not do this for now. Later, after we learn about the proposals, I will come here and do this so we can see how it goes. Then next, we are going to create a proposal. The process of creating proposal is slightly different with the estimate, and the information in our file will be different as well. So we are selecting the proposal, same as estimate. We create which business we are sending this proposal for, and the client we send it to. And then the same detail as we have the estimate numbers, the languages, validate dates, currency. But the difference here is we have the proposal text. This proposal text, there is some pre-made text for you that automatically will be fulfilled by the information that you select above, such as the name of the client, the dates, duration, and so on. As you can see, is valid for 30 days from this to that, and the name of your company. Let's change the date, for example, from 15 November to 19 November. As you can see, it's become for 3 days, and so on. The items, obviously, that we have, we can have this proposal for which items we are sending. For example, I'm sending the proposal of the web design to this client. I say I do this web design for you for the amount of 2,500,000 rupiah. Okay. If I want to include any tags or discount or any notes at the end, same as the estimate, we can do it. We save it, and the same process as estimate. We can download the PDF version of it, the proposal, and then we can change the status of it. Same if, for example, I say send, I can say accepted, then it will be able to convert it to invoice directly, or I can say it was declined. Back to our page. And as you can see, here is all the information that we have. We obviously can filter our data. Now, for the next, we are going to learn how to create invoices manually, not by converting estimate or proposal, because this is just a simple click to convert. There is nothing special doing for you in here. You just click this one and it's automatically become invoice. But if you want to create invoice manually, here is how to do it. We are going to our invoices pages, create new invoice. The same process as estimates and proposal. We select which our business sending this, to who is sending it. There will be invoice, language of the file, invoice date, due date here. Here we have due date, unlike estimate and proposal that has valid date. Here is due date. The currency, and here we can create recruiting invoices that on the certain duration it will be repeated and created new ones. We can say it's weekly, monthly, or yearly invoice. Select the date if we want or not. This is optional, obviously. And the items of the invoice. So we are saying t-shirt size L, for example. 5, each of them was, let's say, 35,000. Okay, so the total is 175. And as you remember in our second video, when we created our company information, we provided some additional information such as payment methods, payment terms, and here is how we use them. So this is our payment terms. We can uncheck or check them. For example, I want this specifically, this person, this client, to only send me the money of this invoice by the PayPal. I include it here, or I want it by the local bank, or I want by both. The payment terms, as we define them, we have two payments. We have payment terms, the names we defined ourselves. This one was 3-time payment. As soon as we select it, there will be additional information. The installment number 1, November 15. This November 15 comes from our invoice date. So it will be marked as down payment. The second one automatically is calculated based on our invoice date and due date. 30 of the November, the amount is this much, equal to 25%. The second one is 15 of the December, which is our due date. The amount is this much, equal. If we change it to our 2 payments option, it will be the installment of 2. No, 25% as a down payment and 75% on the end of the invoice date. We save. We will be redirected to our preview. Here is preview of what we have created so far. We can download the PDF. We can send this PDF to our client. The balance due is this much, same as our invoice. So for this, as you remember, we created 2 times payment, down payment and the payment at the end. The total was 175,000. We can manage the payments in here without going to edit or opening or anything else. Directly in here for fast access, we say manage payments. Total was this much, okay, and the date is this. So we say how much they paid. For example, we say 50,000 they paid on 16. Add payment, done. If, for example, I open the view in the new tab, the due balance is 125. It means that 50,000 is already deducted from the total. If I add the rest of it, for example, 125,000, which was remained of it, let's say they paid it on 18. Payment successfully logged. And the status is automatically changed to paid because the payments is equal to the amount of the invoice. So it's already paid, it's done. If I go to view, as you can see, the balance due is 0. It's already paid in full. So basically this is how you create the invoice and how you manage them. Another thing is, if we go back to our contacts, we would have the option of get portal link. What this portal link does, this portal link is a public view for our clients or suppliers, whoever we are contacting with them, and they can use this specific link created for them to access their own information on our system. All their estimates, their proposal, their invoices, everything will be available in there for them, and they can download the PDF version. So we do not need to actually send them PDFs one by one or anything like that. We just give them this link, they open it, and they have the final version of anything they need to. Let's create one for this example. As soon as I click, the new one is created for this. I copy it, and I can renew or create new one, or I can revoke the access. Anytime I revoke the access, they use this link, they don't see anything. They just see the error page. As soon as they open this link, this is what they see. So obviously they see their names, and if they have any outstanding balance. For example, this one is paid, but if it wasn't paid, it would say how much is remained for them to pay. And they can download the PDF version. Here it is for them. They can download it, and that's it. They have all their information and history as they want. Thanks for watching, and we see you in the next videos.